In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an AI companion using Neocortex and Ready Player Me avatar in Unity. The first thing we are going to do is go to neocortex.link and create ourselves a new account. This platform is going to help you create the personality and the brain of the smart NPC, the AI companion. You can log in with Google, GitHub, or your email and password. So I chose logging in with GitHub. When you land, you can see you can create a project. Also, you can upload files for knowledge base. You can create API keys to integrate in third-party places such as Unity or Unreal. You can see your purchase history, and also you can see the plans. So let's go back and start a new project. I'm going to call this project AI Companion and create it. When you first land, you will see 3 nodes already connected. So I can start adding some information into them and also already start having a chat with the character and test it. You can add more nodes clicking on the surface and selecting add node or the top menu. Let's add a personality node and assign it to the agent. You can drag from output into the input with the name. So let's make it extrovert, sensing, feeling, perceiving character with low strength of the personality. And let's also add an emotion node to set the initial emotional state of the character. I'm gonna pick happy for this and connect it to emotion input of personality. So we can collapse those. And let's add a language node to enforce English only for this character. And also when English language is selected, you can also assign accent node. Let's do that too and make it medium strength American accent. All right, so let's call her Jenny, and also she is a friendly person who likes animals and volunteers at animal shelter. We can keep the location as San Francisco. You can change it to where you like or where is relevant. And I'm gonna add a voice node to give her a specific voice when we talk to her. And you can pick from many of these options. Let's pick Fable. And also, if you want, you can click on this play button to see how that sounds. In the result node, we can pick certain things. Let's collapse these. The length of the response and the context mode. Let's make it relevant so she gives us more responses when we pick it. Let's ask her how she's doing. Hey. And so she replies with a pleasant, happy mood. From the emoji, you can see which emotion was attached to the reply. All right, so now let's start a Unity project and get started implementing it. So let's get back to the browser, and under the test chat area, we had this Unity button. So let's go to the GitHub and copy the URL from the instruction you will see here. I will also try to drop these URLs and everything in the YouTube description so you can find it there. Let's copy this, and we will bring this back into Unity to package manager, and we are going to edit through git URL. So let's paste it here, start, and it's gonna take a while to download it. And once it's ready, we are going to go to samples and import the sample projects. We are going to use the UI from the audio sample in this. So let's close this. I'm going to start Blender to make a curved background shape before I put an avatar in there. So let's add a plane and extrude this line up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bevel modifier to this edge and play with the numbers to get something looking good. And this looks all right. And I'm going to make this smoother so it looks not that step-by-step shadows on the shape. Let's try to make it wider. This looks cool, but yeah, let's apply the modifier first and then make it wider, so it takes the whole background when we edit. So I'm gonna export this. After exporting into FBX, let's create a folder called models and put our models in this folder, in this project. So I'm gonna call this models, and I'm gonna bring the background FBX into here. And then let's put this into the scene so we see where it is. The shape is here since I didn't apply the numbers. So let's create a folder called material to put the material that we are going to apply. I'm going to create a material in this folder, and let's just call it background. And I'm going to use a blue, light blue color on this, and this should be it. So now let's position it correctly. Let's position the camera into somewhere better. So this is how it should look. Let's play with the light rotation as well, so it also looks all right. I'm satisfied with this. So let's get to the next step. I'm gonna go to readyplayer.me/avatar and wait for an avatar to load. In the URL, you will see the ID of the avatar. So what I want you to do is click next and make sure your avatar is saved and copy this URL. After this, we are going to go to a different URL where you can download the avatar. It has some parameters for texture atlas and blend shapes, morph targets. We are going to use those. The URL is in the description. You just need to change your ID and download it. I bring the GLB file back into Unity and put it into models folder. So now drag and drop into the scene, and let's see our avatar. I'm resetting the location, and here shows the avatar. We're gonna play with the camera position a little more so we can actually get things looking all right. So I'm just going to make the rotation straight, and also play with the like make it look down to the character a little and fit it into the scene. And all right, this kind of looks fine. So let's put it like this. Okay, all right. So this is what we are going to have. And let's make the background larger so it covers the entire screen. Yes, this should be all right. Okay, now we are gonna go to Mixamo and get some animations. So for this project, we are going to have multiple animations, 2 talking animations, 2 event animations that we already, for the actions we set in the neocortex, and about 8 animations for different emotional states. So we captured emotion and also play an animation for that. Just go to Mixamo, download the animations you like, but the main animations are going to come from the project itself. You can just use them or replace them. Select FBX for Unity and download which animations you like. Now that we have the animations, we can go back to Unity and bring them in here. Let's create a folder called animations and put all the animations that you downloaded in here. So you should get them with the project, not worry about those, but all of them are here. One thing I had to do was this avatar has the bone structure without Mixamo rig prefix. So you can bring animations to the scene and you can see that they have Mixamo rig prefix. We are going to add a script to remove those. Let's create a folder called scripts and name it scripts. So I'm going to create a script called Mixamo prefix remover. This is a helper. This is not a part of the project per se, and we are going to use it just to handle this issue. This is going to be not a mono behavior, but asset post-processor script. So I'm not going to go through writing everything. I'll just paste the code in here so you can just make it work. A lot of things are going on in that. I'm going to try to explain. Few small things, such as it targets the prefix Mixamo rig, iterates through all the animations, all the assets that are coming, and removes the this part of the name from the bones and saves them at the same asset location. So you do not need to bother with that much, but it's an interesting thing to investigate. So I'm going to select all the animations, all the FBX files, and re-import them. This is going to help us actually get those prefixes removed. Let's drag one of them to the scene and take a look at that. So that is gone, and it starts with hips, and the bone names do not have Mixamo rig. This is what we wanted. So animations now should work properly. Let's create animation controller to have all the animations in one place. These are the animations we are going to play. Let's remove name new from that, and here we are going to deal with all of them. So we have 8 emotion animations, 2 action animations, and 2 talking animations to go over them randomly. So the initial state is going to be idle state, so everything starts here. like I'm idling, and then depending on the actions, we are going to get the animations. Let's drag all the emotion animations in here and group them together. So I'm gonna select them all and bring them into the animator. So these are the animations that we are going to use depending on the triggers. And let's bring the action ones, backflip and dancing, that we added in neocortex. These two are here. So it seems like I also accidentally brought dancing here. Let's remove that. So 8 of them for emotions and 2 talk animations. Let's bring them as well. So drag and drop. So I'm gonna quickly show you the reorganized version of it, jumping ahead in the video. So this is how the end result is gonna look like. Everything goes out from idle into the animations. And we have trigger for each of these. Ingoing way has the trigger parameter, and it doesn't have an exit time. And once the animation is finished, it goes back to idle with this root, no conditions, and has exit time. That is how you should design. Outgoing no exit time, incoming exit time, and idle animation is the only one that is looping. So this is one of the important things, idle animation loops. So make sure you have all the connections right, just like that. Incoming, no exit time, outcoming has exit time, and have the setup with the names of each emotion and action with a trigger. Cool. This is how we are going to have this setup. Name So now let's go back to the script and add a reference to the animator we have. So I'm going to create a variable for this and expose it, and it's animator, and let's call it animator as well. So this is how we are going to call the animations, and I'm not going to play any animation here. Let's ignore that for now. So when actions received or emotions received, we are going to call animations. For actions, we have just two of them, backflip and dancing. So let's just do that. If the action is called, the string is the same as the keyword we assigned, which is dance, we are going to call the dance trigger. So let's check it out. What was it called? We actually do not have the animator as well. Need to add that. Okay, animator, and let's pick the animation controller we created. So let's see, it is called dancing. All right, dancing and backflip. So let's go back to the script. I'm gonna call it dancing, the trigger that we are going to call. And the second one was called backflip. So if the action is called backflip in capital letters with the keyword we had, it is going to call the backflip animation through the trigger. So let's also do that. Animator, set trigger, backflip. So this is what we have for the actions. Now the emotions. Every message will receive an emotion, so we will check this every turn. And we can use a switch case because emotions are enum. And so let's start from happy. We are going to use like 8 of them, and all of them are decided here. So there are 18 emotions, 4 by 4, and they are going through from negatives to positives in 4 different groups. So we are going to just take the extremes, like extreme positive, highly positive, and highly negative ones. The other ones are just going to go to natural, so we can ignore them. They will go back to idle or talking animation, more like. So let's go through each of them. I'm just going to jump ahead in the video to show you the complete version rather than typing one by one, but you can clearly understand what is going on. So happy and let's say the angry, these are just going to call the triggers with the same name that we set in the animator. And the finished version is going to look like this. All right, so we have finished all of them. And I also have the talking animations randomly set if the emotion is none of these, if it's one of the middle ones or natural, so we're not going to have anything. And it seems all fine for now. So I'll just get rid of this method so not to crowd the code. And that is it. Also, let's remove the reference to on transcription received. So, okay, now let's go back to Neocortex and set our actions. Okay, so we had dancing and we had backflip that we are going to use. Create an object and connect to the result node. Let's call this a dance move. And we are going to have an action for it, which we decided to call dancing, a dance. So this was the string keyword we used. And when should we call it? Like if we have an intent sentence, we can use it here. So I'm going to say, if I say let's dance, or when I say show me your moves. So it should play the dancing animation. It should trigger the dance action, and we can call whatever we want. In this case, it's an animation. As for the backflip, let's say backflip, just backflip is enough in this case. And the action keyword is also going to be backflip. Automatically turns it into capital, so you do not need to worry about that. And intent, let's add the intent, and what can this be? We can say just do a backflip. So very straightforward. Even if we didn't add this intent, it was going to, when we say do a backflip, it's going to associate it and use it. Let's save that and go back to Unity. All right, so what we can do now pretty much is run this and give this a try. Everything is set. Let's test it out. All right, let's give it a try. Hey, can you do a backflip for me?
Show me your moves.
All right, how are you feeling today?
I'm happy and feeling great.
No, I'm feeling really sad. My hamster died today.
That's really sad. I'm here for you.
Yeah, but it's all right. I'm gonna cook and eat it.
Haha, that's a fun twist. Bet it'll be delicious.
I am not really kidding. I'm really going to eat that.
Whoa, no way. That's not cool.
I will finish this tutorial here, but for face animations, since we got the avatar with Visa and blend shapes, you can use Oculus Lip Sync to give it some face animation, audio to face, which Neocortex works with. For that, you can check my previous videos about how to make an AI girlfriend. That had that information. You can bring the same things and make it more animative in Unity. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.